Hi, welcome back to Waxing On. It's Wednesday. Monday was a holiday for us in Canada, so we took the day off. Anyways, back today, classic rock. A couple of CDs from a band from Arizona. This was a band that was popular back in the 90s. Now, during the 90s, my big band was on hiatus, so I was playing guitar with the cover band, and I had a couple of tunes from this band that I tried to integrate into our sets. And the band is Gin Blossoms. Now, see if any of you remember the band. They did have a good success in the mid to late 90s. They broke up, I think, around 1997, and then reformed again in the new millennium. Different members. They're still out touring, surprisingly. I see on the website, when I go to their webpage, they're still doing a lot of tours in the next few months through the summer in the U.S. One date in Canada, which is Niagara Falls, Ontario, which is right across the road from Niagara Falls, New York, so just a step over the line. But still out there and going. I had two albums. This was their first real big breakup on My New Miserable Experience, and the big hit off that was Hey Jealousy. It was released, I think, about 92. I'll just double check that for you. 1992 on A&M Records. And the one that I listened to more often at the time and was my first purchase was this one, the Congratulations, I'm Sorry. Big hit off of that one was Follow You Down. And that was one of the tunes I was working on with the other band. Now, the band, again, they had a lot of popularity in the end of the 90s. They were doing, gosh, they were on Letterman, they were on Leno, they were on Conan O'Brien, they were doing Saturday Night Live. I think I read somewhere where Paul Schaefer with Letterman's band was using some of their music on the in and outs from commercials. You know, it was a very popular group. Now, listening to it, well, I haven't listened to it in I bet you over 20 years. I had them out here just listening a little while in the last few days, and it's nice tunes. They stand up well. It's good music. It's really very accessible. And I may put it back on my playlist. I just really forgotten about them until I had gone through another box of CDs I had, and I found this. Now, I'll give you an idea who's playing on here, just so we know who the band is. These names sound familiar. We got Robin Wilson on vocals and guitar, Jesse Venezuela on guitars and vocals, Philip Rhodes on drums, percussion, and background vocals, Bill Lean playing bass and background vocals, and Scott Johnson on guitars and background vocals. Now, again, during the heyday, a lot of airplay on FM radio. By this time, into the 90s, I really wasn't listening to much AM, so I really couldn't tell you what was going on there. But they were getting a lot of airplay, and that helped. And a lot of exposure on television with these late night shows. Again, a great place, because a lot of bands that I picked up and started listening to, I had seen on either Leno or Letterman, or especially Saturday Night Live. When I'd seen them perform there, Austin City Limits, if you remember, that's another one of mine that I found a lot of great artists on. That I had no idea who they were, and I followed them for the last 40, 50 years. It's been a long haul on some of these people. Anyways, let's take a look at the songs on this one. Congratulations, I'm Sorry, Gin Blossoms, A&M Records. I had them on CDs, so hey, I got the booklets, man. In the booklets, we've got all the words. Sing along if you like. We'll find out who's writing the tunes. We know who's playing the music. And here's the list. Song 1, Day Job. High Wire, Follow You Down, and that was, I think, the big hit off of this album, and really a catchy tune. You get that in your head, and it's hard to shake it all day. Not Only Numb, As Long As It Matters, another big kind of hit for them. And they got, I think, Grammy nominee on that one, up for Grammy Awards for Song of the Year. Perfectly Still, My Car, Virginia, Whitewash, I Can't Figure You Out, Memphis Time, Competition Smile, Until I Hear It From You. Now, not a lot of songs that really click with me off the album. You listen to them, it's a great album for discovery. Like I say, I'd heard a couple of big hits on the radio, but again, it's kind of like when I buy those Van Morrison or John Mayall or bands like that don't get a lot of airplay for all of the album. It's a chance to explore and find new tunes for yourself. And they had a great sound. It was a very popular band, and the fact they're still going today shows there's still an audience for this. On the streaming networks, Lots of opportunity. Now, they had released, I think it was 2 albums, maybe 3. This one here, A New Miserable Experience, is what they consider their first big commercial album. So there might have been a previous album to this one. But let's say these two, band broke up in '97. When they got back together, I think they put out, I'm going to say maybe 3 albums since then. Those I haven't heard. Don't know what they sound like, don't know if they've changed direction. But again, streaming networks, you're going to find it. When I go on their website, you can get some merchandise there. They've got concert tour listings, a chance to catch up with a band from, oh goodness gracious, we're not quite 40 years, but you know, a good 30, not even that, maybe a good 20-some years. Hasn't been as long as I thought, man. It was just a little before the millennium. So we got, 25 years ago, quarter century. That makes it sound longer, right? Quarter century music. And just some fun, easy stuff. Some hard edge to some of it, some great guitar playing in there. But the tunes are very melodic, very accessible, and those kind of ones you get in your head and you've got them there all day. So check them out. It's the Gin Blossoms. The 2 albums I have, as well as the other albums, are available on the streaming network. And you might be surprised what you hear. That's it for Wednesday. We'll be back Friday. We're going to look at, another classic rock album on Friday. So we'll wrap up this week with that. Everybody take care. We'll see you on Friday. Until then, stay safe and look out for each other.